All right, can you see my screen, guys? Online students. Just a second. All right, guys. Any questions before we start the class? How are you doing, online students?
Hello, good. How are you?
I feel good. Feel good. So for today, let me write here down. The agenda for today is we have few small topics to cover that we didn't cover yet. These are keyword static and switch cases. Yeah, and then of course the recap for encapsulation. All right, let's start, guys. So Tim, I have a question for you. What are the types of access modifiers in Java?
Public, private,
Protected. So you listed three of them. There are three, right?
Four.
Four. There are four. Which one is fourth?
In public, in private, and protected. Yeah.
There is default, yeah? Default, yeah. What's the difference between private and public? Private and public. Claudia, what's the difference between private X modifier and public X modifier?
In public, we use the same class, the same package.
In public, we use the same. What do you mean? In public, we use.
Public, we use everywhere.
Public can be applied everywhere. Yeah, it can go with class. Yeah, you are right. And what's the difference?
Private, just access in the same class,
Mm-hmm.
just on the same class.
How about public?
Public, we
Everywhere, yeah? You can access it everywhere. Can be accessed everywhere. What do you think? Can we make a method private? Yeah, or we only make private variables only.
can.
Yeah, we can apply them everywhere. So here I have online students. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So I have for you, Guka, here a question. What's the output of the following code? What's the output of this code?
1 second.
Yeah.
So we have 4 output here, right?
Do I need to
There
change
is,
something?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Also, you should,
yeah.
we don't know this thing, whether they are in the same package or not in the same package. We don't know.
We don't know.
Mhm.
But we know that they're in the same class, right?
No, this is different class. This is different class, and they may or may not be in the same package.
Oh, because if it's, for example, the first line of system out print ln private num, if
Mhm.
they're in the same class, we can. Oh no, we can't actually print it. So the first line we can put the first line will be 20 public
Uh-huh.
20.
Private. No. So first line, it should be 20.
If no, not the first line, the last line. It should be 20.
Mhm.
And
Let's say this both classes are in the same package. Package called, let's make it like
same package.
day 58 access modifiers. They are both in the same package.
Oh, then I know that second, third, and fourth line will be default 10, then protected 15, and then public num 20. But
Mhm.
regarding first one, I'm not sure.
Mhm. So what do you think, guys? Will we see 5, 10, 15, and 20 all together if
Because
they're
it's
both
not a
in the same?
method. Yeah, we cannot access it, right? But if it's in the same class, it might print. I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
So how do we access private properties? How do we access private properties?
Through methods, public
Through
methods.
methods. Yeah, and we call those methods as getters and setters, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So in this case, this could be called as a getter, but it's not really a getter because it
Yeah.
doesn't return value. But this is a method, public method. It's in the same class with the property, private property. So it can use
It can
this
print
variable. It can use this variable, but we cannot call or
second class.
access this modifier directly through the object. We cannot write here private num. We can
Mhm.
access those numbers using or calling this method. So in the output, it will be 5, 10, 15, and
20.
20. If they were not in the same package, if example is in different package and test is in different package, then we
Then
still can access this case. Private is accessible. Default
accessible.
is not accessible because
In
they
the
are in different packages. Protected is not accessible. Only private and public are accessible. So it would display as 5 and 20. We can see 5 because it's accessed through a method. We are not accessing it, yeah, directly through the property. So we are gonna see this and public, but default and protected.
At
Prob
first, I couldn't see that they were under one method, print numbers. So that's why I was confused, I think.
But actually, I believe even if they are in two different packages, we're still gonna see it. Let me open the IntelliJ IDEA. Let's quickly check it. So here, day 58. Day 58, here, package 1, and then package 2. And then if in package 1 we have example class, this is in package 1. This example class. Next, we have in the package 2, this test class with a main method. Everything is clear, yeah? We have one package. There we have two packages. So these two classes are in two different packages. And here in test, we have a main method. And let's create here an object of this example, which is in different package. And then if we do this, print numbers, I think it will display all of them. All of them are displayed because they are accessed through a method. But if we were to access them through object, then we can access only public one. Default, private, and protected we cannot access. But through method, we can access all of them through method. So here, whether they are both in the same package or different package, it will display 5, 10, 15, and 20. But let's say they're both in two different packages. Will this line compile? What do you think? This one?
No
Both classes are in different packages.
packages.
This line will compile successfully. How about this line?
It shouldn't.
Yes, it will fail because we cannot access default property directly if they both are in two different packages. If they were both in the same package, the 58 and access modifiers, then we could, if they're both in the same package. All right, so let's check the answer. It will compile if both classes are in the same package, because default num has package private access. It's accessible only within the same package, default num. All right. All right. Next, give me a second. All right. Question is this, guys. What is encapsulation in Java? What is encapsulation in Java?
One of the principles of OOP that combines
Mhm.
methods and properties, right, into one.
Yeah, this is the answer. It's the process of combining methods and variables into a single unit. So if next question is, how do we implement encapsulation? How we achieve encapsulation? But before using those methods, we make them private. Variables are private, and then we use getters and setters to access or assign values. So here with encapsulation, only methods can access those properties. Okay. All right. Claraje, what do you think? What's wrong with this code? Let's take a look at here. Let me pin first myself. What's wrong with this code? So take a look at here. We have bank account. We have this, and then check. What's wrong here? And it doesn't matter whether they are both in the same package or two different. What do you think, Tim? What could be wrong here? Or everything is good? Maybe this code will compile successfully. Or
Because
is there?
One hundred.
We need to use set deposit.
Exactly.
Yeah, set.
Or
Set deposit, get deposit.
or-
Set balance and get balance.
or deposit, right?
Oh,
Or method deposit. So here, if you access this property directly, it will fail because this property is accessible only within this class. So that's why it will fail. So I don't know if I include it here. So this line will not compile this line because balance is private and it's inaccessible outside the bank account class. So you cannot access it outside of this class. Okay. All right, Guliz, are you here?
Yes.
How do you understand abstraction in Java? What does it do? This OP principle.
Could you please repeat?
Yeah, what's abstraction principle in Java? Like, how do you understand in your maybe in your own words?
So abstraction is a process
Mm-hmm.
of hiding implementation details, and it shows only the essential features of an object.
Yeah, exactly. This is what abstraction is. And how do you achieve abstraction? How do you
Uh,
achieve?
so using with you're asking about the abstract classes.
Yeah, how
So
do you use abstraction? Like what do you need to create
mhm.
to have abstraction applied to your project?
So if we want to create a base class
Mm-hmm.
contain common properties or methods with methods,
Mm-hmm. So
and
how many there are to achieve abstraction?
um,
Do you know, Tim, how many ways there are to achieve abstraction? It's
encapsulate. Two
abstraction and interface.
interface.
Abstraction,
oh yeah,
there are two ways.
interface.
Through abstraction, through abstract class, sorry, or interface. What's the difference between this abstract class? Well, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, Joe.
What's the difference between abstract class and interface?
So abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract methods.
Mm-hmm.
Interface can have only abstract methods.
Mm-hmm.
And after the Java 8, interface
Yes,
have default and static methods.
exactly.
So, and the abstract class can provide the implementation of the interface. while interface cannot provide the implementation of abstract class.
Exactly. How about constructors?
Constructors.
Mhm.
mm, so abstract class has the constructor, but the interface cannot has a constructor.
Yeah, it cannot have a constructor.
Yes.
And why do we need abstract class and interface in Java? We could just use abstract classes. We can
Yeah.
regular methods and abstract methods, even properties.
So abstract class can have final, non-final, static, and non-static variables, but interface has only static and final variables, and interface more abstract class than abstract. Abstract class is more flexible, like it can include regular methods, abstract methods, and so on.
If we would need to create some common base class, then we cannot go with interface, yeah? Because
Yes.
all of the properties will be public, static, and final. Also,
Yep,
it could
yes.
be confusion, right? We could create in the abstract class multiple abstract methods. Like student can, let's say, study, and then let's say something that student cannot do, maybe fly, let's say. But it could be done with interfaces having multiple inheritance, so that everything is has its own, yeah, logically they're organized, so that we have modularity. We have two different interfaces responsible each for their own functions. In the abstract class, it always leads to a confusion and to wrong functionality. Next question.
Yes.
Can we instantiate an abstract class?
No,
It
no, we cannot.
Okay.
We cannot.
How about interface?
Mm, If we cannot initiate abstract class, I think we cannot initiate the interface as well.
Yes. And what do you think? Is it mandatory? Should we always implement all abstract methods of abstract class?
No, we can use subclass for implementation.
So can we have this kind of relationship, parent to subclass, and parent is an abstract class, and then subclass doesn't need to implement abstract methods? Is
No,
it possible?
No, it's subclass should always implement the abstract class method.
Yeah,
It's
but
mandatory.
but if we have this kind of relationship, interface A, let's say there are abstract methods, and then we have abstract class B, and it implements A. Then abstract class doesn't need to implement abstract methods, because it's also abstract. It's also a way of creating abstraction. But if this was just a regular class, then class B should or must implement all of the abstract methods. Or if we have abstract class A and class B is regular, we again must implement all of the abstract methods. If it's two abstract classes, abstract class A and abstract class B, then abstract class B doesn't need to implement. It may or may not. If you would like to, you can implement those methods. But if it is regular class, if the subclass is a regular, and it could be interface or abstract class, then B must always implement those abstract methods. Okay. Next. Ziyadece. What's the output for the following code? What's the output for the following code? Let's firstly look here. Okay. I can make it dock here.
Oh, nothing?
Nothing. Here we have three classes, yeah? Abstract class animal, class dog, and then here a class with a main method. And then what did we do here? We created an object, yeah? And then we called these two methods, sound and eat method. So when you call sound method, will it display something?
Yes, but
Yeah, it will display bark. And then for eat, it will display eating. This one. It's already defined in the abstract class. So in the output, it will be bark and eating. Bark and eating. Okay. All right. What do you think? What do you think about this code? What's wrong with the following code, Clarice? Let's take a look at this class. Just a second. Let me change here something. Because the answer is already there. Okay. Is there something wrong with this class?
yes, we should. Car class, car methods, we should create body.
Here we should create a method like implementation. For which method? Do we have in this class methods? We have here constructor only. There are no methods. So we don't have something to implement, yeah? So is there something wrong?
Main method, we should create.
Yeah, one like take a look one more time. There's something wrong, and it's really easy to find. No. So just be more careful, guys, right here
Change name of object, yeah, car,
to.
car.
So here vehicle is an abstract class. Can we create an object of abstract class? No.
No.
So we tried to create an object of abstract class. That's why this code will fail right here. It should be car and here car. If it's vehicle and vehicle, it will fail. You cannot instantiate abstract class. All right. Okay. So next, let me do this. All right, let me open this. Move here. Okay. Small topics that we haven't covered yet. These are static keywords, switch cases, and nested for loops. Static keyword. Where did you use static keyword, guys, so far? Do you remember where did you use it?
Method.
We use it with the main method, and we use it when you create methods. Okay. Very good. So let's do this. Did you create this package day 58? If you didn't, let's create it. All right, create here day 58 package, and inside it a package called static.
Excuse me, in the interview questions you provided, we have in the interview question number 8, we have the topic typecasting. Did we cover it also?
No, it's something. Let's do it. We're gonna add it, but it's not in the presentations.
Okay.
Okay, so create this static. Next, what's the static keyword? It's some keyword. For is a keyword, guys. Main is a keyword. You cannot use those keywords for your. Oh, something is here. Create a package. So it seems like we should not create a static package. Make a Control Z or Command Z, make an undo or remove it, or like create day 58 again. Let's make it package static keyword. Static keyword. Day 58, and inside it static keyword. So static package should be removed. You can remove entirely both of this, day 58 and static. All right, have you created day 58 and static keyword package? All right, so what is static keyword? Oh yeah, let me open here just some test class. So here, public is a keyword, class is a keyword, package is a keyword, main is a keyword, void is a keyword. So main is method name, static is a keyword, public is a keyword, and we have keyword static. And let's take a look, what does this static keyword and where do we use it? So static keyword is used with variable and methods. It could be used with classes as well. So whatever you make static will belong to class instead of the object. Let's do this, guys. Here in this static keyword, we are going to create two classes. One class will be class car, and the other one will be main. Or let's do this. Here in the static keyword, we create one more package inside it. Create here a package called cars. Static keyword cars. And then create one more package, but it should be next to cars package. So it should be like this, cars and students package. Yeah, cars is package, students is also a package. And both of them are inside the static keyword. Okay, so here inside this cars package, we're gonna create a class car, and then a class main. Create these two classes, car class and a main class. Inside this main class, we're gonna create a main method. Inside this car, we'll have few properties. This will be private string. Brent and private int here. Create this too. And then, do you know, guys, any shortcut to quickly create getters and setters?
Yes. Command
Yeah.
Command N
Command N, generate
getters.
getters and setters. Yeah. Can we do the same for constructor? Yeah, create constructor and getters and setters. Let's discuss. We'll remove the getters and setters for this specific static keyword topic. Let's use just public keyword here. We make them public just to understand this static keyword, how it works. Make them public and then a constructor. We made it so that it will be more simple for you to understand the static keyword. All right. Next, go to the main class and create here a main method. Create here a main method. All right, and then a car object. New car, Toyota and 2023. Toyota 2023. So here we have one object.
Inside the car class, right?
This one?
Package main.
Yeah, it's inside the cars package. So here we have car1 object. And then let's create here car2 Ford 2015. All right, have you done, guys? Creating these two objects. All right, next is this. What do you think, guys? Is it true that each object of car class has their own brand and their own year? Or they both have the same brand and year?
Different.
Each of them had different, yeah.
Each of them have their own, yeah? Their own. Let me quickly draw here something. So let's say we have one car and second car. This is car one. And this is car two. And both of them have their own. Here, car one has brand Toyota. I could make it, let me check if I can make it smaller. It has brand Toyota. And then what's the second property? Year, which is 2023. All right, both cars have their own. This one is Ford and 2018, yeah? Or 2015. So they both have their own properties. But let's create here one more property. Let's create this way. Public static, public static, and then let's make it int number, just public static int number. Okay, next. Here, let's do this. Let's write here car1 dot, what was the property name? It was number. Car1 number equals, let's make it 100. And then car2 number, let's make it 500. Do this. All right, have you done? Add here 2 lines, car1 number 100, and then car2 assign number 500. Okay. Next. So here, let me explain you this, guys. Car1 and car2, they have their own brand and year. Let me try making it a little bit bigger. This one as well, a little bit bigger. Okay, next. But they both, car1 and car2, they both, guys, they both share the same number. They both have the same copy of number. This car1 and car2 have their own copies of brand and year, but number is shared. They both have the same number value. Let's take a look. So if I write here this system out print line, car1 dot number, let's do this, and system out print line, car2 dot number, and if I run this code, it displays me 500 and 500. But car1, to car1's number, we assigned 100. To car2's number, we assigned 500. So ideally, what we expected is here 100 and here 500. Is it true? But here we have 500 and here 500. If I do this, if I will display it here, it displays me 100. Car1, 100. But then when we do car2 number, it makes it 500. So imagine this. We have only this line right now. It will display us 500. If I will display it here, right here, it displays me 100. So let's say we don't have this lines, we have only this 3. So right now number is 100. Right here, it's 100. But if we uncomment this line, it will be still 100 because I didn't uncomment this one. If we uncomment this, now number becomes 500. They both car1 and car2, they use the same number. It's the same number. If you change it from car1 side, will it be changed for car2? What do you think? Yes, because they both share the same. If we do this, car1 equals number 1000. And look, if I display here, like any of this, car1 or car2, example, car2 number, we assume that car2's number is 500. No, but it's wrong. It is 1000. Because they both share. They have the same copy. That's why I created here bigger box. They both share 500. What do you think? If I create here one more variable, like public, static, and then let's say string dealer. what do you think? Where this dealer will be created? Here inside this objects or right here as a shared variable?
As a
It will be a
shared,
shared variable. It will be here, dealer. And here, if I make this, R1 dot dealer Toyota, then what do you think? What will it print for car2's dealer?
Toyota.
Toyota, because this is shared variable. If you assign it from car1's side, for car2, it will also be changed. If you change it from car1 side, it affects the car2 side as well. So let's look at this presentation. So it's used this way. When you make a variable static, it will be shared across all instances or all, we call it, objects. Only one copy exists. Do you agree? There is only one copy shared between all of the objects. What do you think? If I create here 10 more car objects, will it be the same dealer for 10 of them? Yeah, if we have here like car 3, car 4, car 5, here Honda, here this, and let me do this. For all of them, the dealer will have the same value, Toyota, because that static variable is shared. It's shared. And usually we access this static variables. Right now, how many static variables do we have in the car class? Two. These are number and dealer. So, but usually these static variables, they're accessed using the class name. Look, it shows up here immediately. But when I do car1 dot, do you see here dealer? No, only when you type it, hold the fully this one, then it pops up. But if you write here car dot dealer or car dot number, you see these two static variables. So they're accessed usually by class name. By object, we access what? Their own properties. Each car has their own year and brand, their own. For car1 brand, it will display as, which brand will be displayed for car1? Toyota. For car4, it's Mazda. So by object, we access their own properties. By class name, we access, how can we call them?
Static key.
Static properties, shared properties. Dealer and number, they are both shared. What do you think? If we assign to dealer, assign to this car dot dealer a value, laptop, and then if I write here system out print line car1 dot dealer, what will be displayed in the last line? Laptop, yeah. Laptop. So because dealer is shared across this all objects. And how do we access these static variables? By objects or by class name? Yeah, we access them through class name. There are static variables, so there is only one copy. It saves a memory. If we did this, guys, it depends when you need to make them static or non-static. But if you do this, do you agree that each car will have their own number property and dealer property? All of them will have their own copy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not shared. If you change it for car1, it will not affect the car2. If it's static, then yeah, it affects now all of them. we can create static methods as well. Let's do this. Let's create here a static method. Public void static. Let's call it just method. Public, okay, it should be here, public static and then void. All right, later I have for you a very good example. And then we can just print here, this is a static method. All right, so did you create this method? All right, guys, so here, let's go back to the main class. And here, question, how do we access static variables? Do we access them through object name or through class name? Through class name, yeah. So for methods, it's the same. We access these methods through class name, car method. Okay. Yeah, we can access it.
By default access, yeah, but we can also print it if we want, yeah, just car1 that.
Yeah, we can
It's by default. It's
through
fine.
object, we can access through object, but as a rule, we access it through class because they belong to class. So static variables, static methods, they all belong to class. So here, it saves memory, it reduces this. So let me give you one more example here. Let's do this. Create here a method called public void or public string get brand. And then this one should, let's make it this public void get brand or display details. And then system out print line brand and system out print line year. All right. So in this car class, how many static methods do we have? We have here only one. All right. Let's go right now back to the main class. Here in the main, let's do this. Right here, car dot and then display details. What do you think? Why is it red here? But for car dot method, there is no red line.
Because of class name, it's display details can be accessed by object.
Display details is not a static method.
Yeah.
So it makes it. So it belongs only to objects. It doesn't belong to class. Method, this method belongs to class. So it's accessible without creating objects. To access this display details, for example, if there was no red line, what would be displayed? Toyota or Ford or Honda? We don't know. But if we do car1, now it's clear. It will display us Toyota and its year. For this, it's not clear. I don't know which brand and year will be displayed. And it's logically wrong if you make it this one non-static. If you make it static. If you make it static, then here it shows no red line, but from here now you have an error because brand and ear, they're not static. It should not be static. Display details should display each object's properties. So it should be their own. What do you think? Creating static methods. Does it save memory? What do you think? Or creating static properties? If you create non-static property, each object will have one copy of that property. For example, car1 has brand and ear. Car2 has brand and ear. Car3 and car4 as well. They all have brand and ear. But for all of them, there is only one dealer and only one number variable. So what do you think? If there is static variable, does it save a memory so that it's
Yes.
not created for each object their own copy? There is only one copy. So it saves memory. And this static method, the same. If there is static method, you don't need to create an object. You again save memory. Let me show you this. Here. For example, where this could be used, this static. So it's not here. Then something where this static is used. Static is used, common place to use this static is in utility classes. Utility class means something that's common, that doesn't need or doesn't require to create an object. This is something common. You might use it later. This is public static string get value. This is something that we need to access without creating an object, because creating an object is not necessary. It's not necessary. We don't need to create a specific box or allocate some memory for this class or its objects. We just can create a static method. And is it true that this method can be called only using class name?
Yes, it's
Yeah, we can call this method only using class name, like config.getValue. Or here, let's see if there are some static methods. There are some static methods. For this static methods, we again don't need any object to be created. We just can use class name to call these methods. So you might need them later when you like test those web pages to take a screenshot. You just call this take screenshot method using the class name. These are utility classes. Let me go back here. So static saves memory, but you don't need to do this way, like, oh, it saves memory, let me make all of those properties static. No, static is only applied where it's needed. It should be logically correct. If you make this brand and ear static, it will be like totally wrong thing, because it will make all of your cars to have the same brand and ear, all of them. But cars, they could be unique. It could be only Toyota and then 3 Ford cars with different models. So that's why we make them. How do we call this variables? If this is a static variable, this one is non-static, or in other word, how do we call, for example, this variable? Like primitive, yeah, but how do you call variable? It is local variable, yeah? This one is instance variable. It belongs to, not class, it belongs to instances, to objects. This one is static. and it belongs to class. Okay, so when it comes to methods, they belong to class. When it comes to properties, they again belong to class. So static method and static properties, they all belong to what?
Class.
Belong to, yeah. How it reduces the memory? What do you think?
Because we don't
If you-
use multiple.
If you make some variable static, it will be created only once. But if you make it non-static, and if you have 20 objects, then inside those 20 objects, there will be that specific property if it's non-static. If it's static, then it's created only once. Here, what do you think? What will be displayed in the output?
Zero.
0. It should display us 2. So here we have two static things. One of them is static variable. The other one is static method. Here is the parenthesis. Here is the body. So when you call this static method, we just use the class name, calculator.increment. And what does it do? It increments the counter.
Mm-hmm. 2,
It
1.
becomes, and then it becomes 2. And then
Printing two.
when you access that counter using the class name, it should display us 2. So let's create here inside the static keyword, not cars, not students. Here, create class called calculator. Yeah, and then here, inside that class, copy this. So create this calculator class inside the static keyword. Yeah, copy this code. Okay, so have you done, guys? Let me create it very quickly here. So there we have, or even I could copy it from here. It's not this one. All right, what do we have inside it? We have static public static int counter. Then we have it increments this counter by 1. Here main, and then do we need to create an object of calculator? No, we don't need. Calculator that increment 2 times. Calculator dot counter, and when it's displayed, it displays us 2. Yeah, very good. So here, let's move to the other one. Here, static variables example. Here, what is static, guys? If you look at this bank account class.
Interest rate.
Interest rate, yeah. So in real world, we could have like it could be, we could have some parent class which is credit card, and then we could have subclasses. So I don't know what kind of credit cards there we have, but let's say we talk about the Chase credit cards. It offers different credit cards. Like we are not gonna create right now something very perfect. It could be not exactly the same way in logic, but we could have some credit card parent class, and then Chase Sapphire subclass, Southwest Rapid Rewards subclass, and then it could be Chase Freedom Flex subclass. And all of them will have different, let's say, different cashback percentage, but maybe they'll have the same annual fee. If they have the same annual fee, we could have one static variable, static int annual fee, and then it could be $95. So it will be $95 for all of the objects. And we don't need to make it non-static. If we make it non-static, each bank account will have their own interest rate. But to make it the same for all bank account objects and to save memory, we can make it static. Now we have only one copy for all bank account objects. Interest rate is 0.05. What if we make it non-static, guys? If we remove the static, what will happen in that case?
We had to write like for each subclass its own interest rate.
Could you repeat, please?
If we didn't have a static this keyword, then in each subclasses we had to define its own like interest rate.
Exactly, yeah. So all of them will have their own interest rate, which could be non-logical thing. Because mostly it depends from the credit card type. And if it's, let's say, Sapphire, all of the Sapphire credit card customers will have the same interest rate. Does it work this way? What do you think? I think it works this way. So here interest rate is static variable. It's shared by all instances of bank account class. If you change the interest rate for bank account 1, will it change it for bank account 2 as well? Yes. All right. So here we have another example. Calculator class. All right. Here we have 2 static methods. Do you need to create objects to use these methods? No.
No.
We don't need to. We can just call these methods by the class name. So we're gonna do it this. We will remove existing code here, this one, and we'll copy to this calculator class this code, the one that we have here, static int add. And what's the access modifier for these 2 methods? access modifier?
Default.
It's default. Yeah, if you don't write it, it's default. Package label access modifier.
Class name also calculated?
Yeah, create it in the same class. We have already calculator class. Just remove everything from there and copy this. So what I will do, copy this, move it. Okay, I'll just quickly send it to our Slack group. All right, we can access and we can get the result of addition of 10 and 20 without creating an object. And here we can get the sum or the product of 5 and 4 is 20 without creating an object. Here another example. All right, let's take a look at this guy's code. And here we have static variable int total books, which is 0. Then we have string book title. And then we have we call it constructor. What's the access modifier for this constructor? It's default. Yeah, if there is no, then it's default. What's the access modifier for this too? It's default. There is no access modifier. It could be public, protected, or private. If it's not specified, then it's default. And then for this method, access modifier is public, and here public. All right. So here we have a constructor and get total books. Is it a getter? Yeah, it's getter. And then this constructor does two things. Take a look. This constructor accepts this parameter, assigns to book title given value, and then it does this.
Increment.
The static value. It increments the static value. So if I go here in the main, how many objects did we create? two, book 1 and book 2. And then if we will call this get total books method, take a look at this method. Is it a instance method or a static method? It is a static method. So we can call it without an object. All right, and what is the value of this total books? Is it 0 or 1 or 2? It's
Sure.
2. Why is it 2?
Because there are two objects, like book objects and book titles.
So as you create one object, it increases the static variable.
Yeah.
If you create one more object, it increases here the static variable one more time. And then when you display this get total books, it will display you 2. So I have for you guys task guys for you. Let me just check simple season checker June, December. Not this one. All right, prompt user switch to perform. Okay. Okay, let me show you this. Not this one. Imagine, guys, this a classroom. Let's say there is a classroom at some school, and there are 30 people, 30 students. And let's say on next Friday, there is teacher's birthday. And those students, they decided to have some money box. They'll collectively put there some funds. It could be $5, it could be 10. And then at the end, once all of them contribute $5, $10, or $20, on Thursday, they'll go to some shop and buy him something. It could be some device like mouse, wireless keyboard, or maybe a screen. So here, imagine a classroom where students want to buy a gift for their teacher. And teacher's birthday is next Friday. To make this happen, each student should contribute to a shared collection called the money box, which all students add to collectively. Let's take a look at here. How many static things do we have in this student class?
2.
We have static money box and we have static
Check total money.
check total money, right? So, and then look, is it true that this money box is shared like among all of these objects? Student 1 can see that money box, student 2 can see that money box, and if student 1 puts their $30, will student 2 be able to see?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's something shared. They all have the same money box. So if I have some money box, I don't have my own. I have some shared money box. And if you put there $50, and let's say I contribute nothing, $0. And then by next Friday, we'll just use your $50, right? Because it's shared box. So here we have 1, 2, 3 student objects. Is it true that all of them share the same money box? All of them have only one copy of money box. And look, student 1 contributes, it calls contribute to money box. Student 2 calls contribute to money box, and student 3, all of them call contribute to money box. If we take a look at this contribute to money box, what it does, guys, this. What?
It calculates total amount at the end.
It puts those dollars 10,
money
15,
box.
to money box. All of them have the same money box. So it's not assigning, guys. It adds, right? It adds. So here, when these three methods are called, here, when you call this check total money, which is a static method, here, check total money, it will display what we have in the money box. And we have there $45. All right. So here, let's do this. Student. Let's create a student class inside the students package. Student class. And I will send you the code that should be inside the student class.
Name student.
Yeah, class name student in the students package. And then I sent you the code here in the Slack. You can copy that code and paste it inside the class right here. Right, something is wrong. Right, this one. So you can copy and paste that code. You don't need to create it from zero. All right, did you copy and paste? All right, so here, if we do this, let's do this. I can remove that system out print line student dot money box. What do I have in that money box? I have 45. Okay, let me check. Let's try to access it through check total money. It should be not inside the method. Okay. And it displays us 0. Okay, interesting. Seems like, okay, contribute the money box plus amount. They added 10, 15, and 20, and it disappeared, yeah? How it could be?
It shows 45 in our.
It's integer. Your amount is integer.
You mean this? Let's try. I don't think this is the case. But for you, you say it displays 45, really?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me do this. Okay. Now it's 45. Okay. So here, if I do this, guys, student dot moneybox and system out print line, it displays me 45. What if I do this? I remove these lines. I'll make this. I'll directly access that money box without that method. Student one puts into that money box. Let me check money box. Student one puts inside that money box $100. Then student two puts there also 100. Then student three puts only 50. How many dollars do we have in that money box? How much do we have?
250.
So we have there 250. If I make it 19, like, and make it 100, and here 0. How much do we have there now? 200. And it's shared. It is shared. If we access it through student 1, for student 1, it's also 200 because it's shared, yeah? It's shared. Money box is shared. So we have a birthday, guys. It should be shared. So, all right. So if we make it for student 2, for student 3, they all have the same amount because it is shared box. Okay. So here, guys, we do this. So there we have static variable money box, and it means it belongs to the class. It doesn't belong to objects, but all objects will have the same money box, only one copy of it. And any change in money box, if student 1 changes that money box, like if student 1 decides to add one more time $100, will it change it for student 2 as well? Yeah. So any change in money box by one student, it will be visible to all of those students. It will affect other students' money box as well. So each student object can use this method to contribute their money to the money box. They can use, what's the name of the method that helps to contribute? It is contribute to money box. Yeah, they can call this method, but if we call this method, it will also display who contributed, right? Student 1 contribute 100. If we call this method, it shows us that Alice contributed 100. So this method displays all details. Who contributed and how much was contributed. Contribute this way. The money added by student 1, student 2 is shared by all of the students. Okay. So is it true that static variables and methods, they're shared and they always belong to class rather than objects? Yeah, it's true. Let's have, guys, 15-minute break, and then we continue right after the break. Okay, all right, online students, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this one is covered. All right, guys, we have only 1 hour and 15 minutes, so I'll move to the other slide, which is about the switch cases. We have few more students. They are coming, just few more minutes, guys. So let's say this, if you have if you need to enter some value through the console, let's say winter, and it should display you, for example, you enter December and it should display you winter. Or if you enter there October, it should display you fall. If you enter there June, it should display you summer. What will you use?
If statement.
If statements, yeah, control flow statements. We have control flow statements such as if. Also, the for loop is also a control flow statement. It's called control flow statement. And the one that we quickly learned today is switch statement. We have really limited time, guys. We have 1 hour, about 15 minutes. So switch statement. In Java, switch statement is a conditional statement that simplifies those if and else statements. It allows you to match an expression against various cases and execute on the first match. Let's do this. Let's create here in the day 58, inside the day 58, not inside the static keyword. Inside the day 58, create here class called switch cases. Package switch cases. It should be inside the day 58, not inside the static keyword. So next, here, let me show you one example. Here, let's say we have two types of numbers. These are positive numbers and negative numbers. Let me take this number from console. I'll just quickly create this example, and then together we'll do other examples. Int number, and then if number is greater than, let's make it -1, it's called positive number. Else it is negative number. Let me make this. If it's greater than 0, it's positive, negative, and then maybe 0 is positive number, but let's make it the other separate condition. So else if number is less than 0, then it's negative. Otherwise, it's 0. You didn't need to create this. Okay, so if I run this program, it will display me for number 5. Positive. It should display as positive. If we enter 0, it should display as 0. We could do this thing using switch statements. Let me show you quickly what is switch statement. Okay, I think we cannot do it with switch statements. With switch statements, we could do only this. If this one is m, if m is equal to 1, then it's winter, or m is equal to 2, or m is equal to 12. It is winter. So else if m is equal to 3, or m is equal to 4 or m is equal to 5, then it is spring. Okay, next, very quickly, the other two. This one is 6, 7, and 8. It is summer. This one is fall for 9, 10, and 11. All right. So this is something that should never change. We always have winter, spring, and summer and fall, or December up to November, from January to December. This is something that never gonna change. Maybe someday, but this is something that stays fixed always. Or the number of days in 1 week, it's always 7. So whenever you have some constant number of options and you test if it's this, or if it's that, then run this. It's better to use, in that case, switch cases. Look, how will that switch cases look like? It will be this way. Switch m. If m is 1, or m is 2, or m is 12, do this. If m is 3, if m is 4, or if m is 5, then do this. If m is 6, or m is 9, or m is 8, do this. But we don't have here else, right? So we create this else using this default invalid months. Invalid months. So here, if I enter 5, it's spring. If I enter 15, it's invalid months. So switch cases, they simplify and make our code more readable. Now I see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 13 options. There are 13 options. So if you have some constant options to choose between, so here we have m. We check if m is equal to this, or equal to this. We cannot have complex conditions like we have in if, like if it's bigger or less, or something like and or logical operators. We cannot create this kind of conditions. We have only here switch expression, and it compares it with 1. If m is equal to 1, then print winter. So if I enter here 1, is it true that m will be 1?
Yes.
Yeah, if m is 1, it displays winter. So let's move. So let's open the presentation. Here, it simplifies multiple conditional checks. It allows you to match expression. It allows you to match. It's not like it compares, but actually it matches. If 1 matches this case, this one of this. For example, if I enter here 2, which case will be matched? Second one, because here we have three options. If m is 1 of this, which is 3, then display spring. So here, when do we use switch? It's ideal when you have one variable, such as m. We have one variable, and you compare it against specific months. If it's December, which is 12, then display winter. If it's, let's say, Monday, which could be 1, then display Monday. Like if it's 1, then display Monday. It's useful when you have constant values like days of the week, menu options. It could be used to simulate the lift. Not lift, sorry, it's to simulate elevator. In elevator, we have only fixed number of floors, and we have close, open, and it could be also like call to emergency number. There we have only limited number of options. It makes our code more readable. Switch cases. One more example. So here we have a scheduler. If what's the value of day? It is Monday, and then it compares what this will return, guys. Day to lowercase this. it will make it this Monday. And then we compare day. Is it equal to Monday? Yeah. So it displays us team meeting at 9 a.m. If it's Tuesday, this one is false. It's not matching. Actually, it's not comparing, it matches if both are the same. So if it was Thursday, then all of these cases will fail and only this case will match. And it will display as review day. So here we have a switch statement that selects appropriate schedule for a specific day. For Monday, we have this schedule. It's more readable than if statements. In the if, we would have if day is equal to 1, else if. Let's create this here in the IntelliJ IDEA quickly. Here in the switch cases, create a class called scheduler and the main method. Class scheduler and the main method. And then we create here this.
Before it gives.
You don't need it. Yeah, that's why I told you, like, you don't need to create it. So here in the scheduler, in the main, create here. So again, another thing, inside this switch, we can use only string, int, and like we can use only string and 8 primitive types. You cannot use here objects, not objects, yeah. You can use here only string or primitive data types. So here let's declare string day, which is Monday, and then we have switch. We will use it to match it with this day. So here switch day, then our cases. If case is equal to, if it is 1, all right, so let's check. What's the data type for day? String. And here I put 1. Day will never match 1. It's never equal to 1. So it should be the same data type. Will it ever be 1? If we make equals, day equals to this string. Will it be true or false? False. It's not equal to this one. It's equal to this one. Monday. All right, next. And then we display here Monday. All right. Next, we have,
No semicolon, right?
yeah, case here, Tuesday, and then this. This is new type of switch cases. Before we used to have this, and then we would need to have here one more line, like break. But then starting from Java 11 or Java 14, we can just use these arrows and break will be created automatically. So here, let's say you would like to print 2 lines of code. It should be 2 system out print lines. This will be something wrong. To make it happen, we can create here curly braces and surround this 2 with that curly braces. Here we could display Tuesday and Tuesday. So it means we are not limited to have only 1 line for 1 case. If it will be Tuesday, what will be displayed?
2 times 2.
2 times Tuesday, yeah. 2 times Tuesday. We could have here even a for loop, guys. It's doable. We can create almost anything inside this curly braces. If you have only 1 line, then you need to have here curly brace. So the same for other days. Wednesday, and here system out print line, Wednesday. For Thursday, system out print line, Thursday. What do I do if I need to have there 2 lines of code? Yeah, we open curly braces and then we can create here 2 or even 5 or more lines of code. If it's only 1, we don't need this curly braces. Friday? Yeah, it's to show you that we can do this, to show you that we can have more than 1 line of code for each case. Here, case Saturday displays us Saturday. Case Sunday, it displays us Sunday. And then default is like else statement. If none of them matched, then it will run this wrong day. All right. Have you done, guys? So this is switch cases. We could even use switch cases in this example. Let me show menu driven example. You don't need to create this class. Let me show you this example. All right here. Scanner. Okay, let me run it. So here we have menu driven example. Here we have switch cases. It's old style switch cases. Here we must use break. Let me check if I can replace with enhanced switch. Okay. I can make a right click and then choose replace with enhanced switch statement, or we can even convert it to ifs or to enhanced switch statement. So if I run this program, it will create me interactive menu. I have here interactive menu. If I choose option 1, it could be like, let's say, deposit. If I choose 2, it could be withdraw. If I choose 3, it could be something like maybe transfer. If I choose 4, it stops the flow. So here we use, what do you think? Did we use here a loop? What do you think? To make it interactive so that it will stop only when I would like to.
Yes.
Yeah, we used a loop. And which loop do you think we used? The
While
program is, yeah, while loop, it's running until I would like to stop. All right. So this is switch cases. Let's take a look at here. So when to use switch and when to use if else. So if else is better if you have complex condition. If you have comparisons, here if you would like to compare 2 or 3 things and have multiple conditions, you cannot go with cases, switch cases. Here you have only a value and you match it with this values. If choice is 1, it will do this. You cannot have if choices less than and greater than or equal to. we cannot use that. For situations where conditions are not exact. When you don't know, maybe it's, let's say, about exam and grades that you get after the exam. If it's between some range, it could be some random range. If you don't know exactly what's the range, then we can use if-else statements. Like if you don't know exactly what's the number, we can use if-else statements. We can put the range. It could be between 10 and 100. But for a switch statement, we cannot do this. We cannot have such a condition where you say, if this case is between 1 and 100. You cannot, it doesn't mean that it works. It means 1 minus 100, which is minus 99. We cannot have something like if choice is greater than or equal to 1. We don't have here comparisons. We have only basic comparison. If it's equal to, do this. Equal to this. But if you have some range, if it's equal to 1 and 10, for example, do you remember that project we created? Like it gives us advice based on the weather outside. If it's between 50 and 70, it could say you can just wear a t-shirt and some shorts and you can go and walk outside. Can we implement this using switch cases? No. Why?
It's the middle of.
We need some range here between. It should be between 50 and 70, then you can go outside. If it's between, let's say, or lower than 30 Fahrenheit, then maybe you should just stay at home, or maybe you should wear some coat. Yeah, we cannot have that kind of range, complex condition. Switch case is best for this. If you know exactly the number of things that could be, and you know it exactly, when you know the cases, some constant variables like days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, such as Monday, Tuesday, or December, January, February, or it could be menu options. If you exactly know that there are 3 menu options, like this one could be deposit, this one could be withdraw, this one could be something like transfer or display my balance. We know exactly if I click one, this will happen. It will display us another thing like how much you want to deposit. But if you don't know exactly the condition, or the condition is it requires some logic, like logical operators, then you go with if else. So what do you think? Which one is more readable? Switch cases or if else statements for this? For example, for this scheduler, I find the switch cases more readable. Of course, for Tuesday, we don't need this. It will be just one. And then this, I find this one more readable, guys, than using if else statements. I see if day is Monday, then do this. If day is Friday, then do this, which means display. Or we could have this if else statements. I don't think it's readable. It could be readable, but it's not like there are more lines of code. Okay. So here, static keyword. Okay, we did this. Okay. Let me, what time is it? It's 8:10. So we do this, guys. Right here, a package called type casting, a new package called type casting. And then here, create a class called type casting.
Why we create so many packages?
To make them organized. If we create everything in the same package, then it's gonna be confusing. All right, so here, let's do this. Int, or let's make it double, D equals to 5.8. 5.8. Wait, did you create this variable? All right, next, this. What do you think? Will we be able to assign this variable to an int variable, a value of D? Like, let's try number and then D. It's not doable because they both have different data types. But if we were able to assign this D to number, what would be the value of number?
5.
It would be 5, yeah, without 0.8. It would be just 5. We can do it by changing the type, by making typecasting. We can write here this parenthesis int, and then it will convert this D into int. So this D will be converted from double to int data type. And now we can assign the value 5 to number. System on print line, number, if we display it, then it is 5. This is called typecasting, converting from one type to another type. I will show you here one more example. All right, guys, let me try. I don't think class animal. Okay. So I'll create here first myself, then I'll just share with you the code. I'll just share you the copy. Class animal, it has int age and string name. Then class dog, it has nothing but a method, public void hunt. Public void hunt, it has a method. Here animal has its own method, public void sound. Animal makes a sound. All right. If we make this doc extends to animal, is it true that doc will be able to call the sound method? Again, it will be able to access name and age as well. But all right, let's create it. Doc hunts. Doc is hunting. All right, next. I have here two classes. If I do this, guys, animal, dog, new dog. And better if we make this class abstract. If I create animal, object of animal class, I don't know which animal is it. Is it like lion, cat, or dog? But now it's defined. We have a dog. But I have created this using a polymorphism. So here it is called like upcasting. Upcasting when dog has type animal, but it's an object of dog class. If we do this, we can access only methods of animal. Methods of animal. Do you see here method hunt? No, I don't see it. So let me create here two objects, one this way, the other one this way. We have dog1 and dog2. For dog2, I can call hunt method. For dog1, I cannot call it. I can access only sound because it has type animal. But what's the this dog1 belongs, like, it's an object of which class? It's an object of
No.
dog class, but its
Why?
type is animal. It's type animal, but it is an object of dog class. It's still dog, but we are limited to use only animal class properties and values. This one's type is dog, and it's an object of dog class. Object of dog class. Type dog, object of dog class. Here we can call hunt method for this one. For this one, we can call all methods. All methods. All right. And then what is called typecasting, guys? Typecasting.
Making it.
Converting from one type to another type. So this D is convertible. We can convert it to an int because it's number. And we can convert this doc1 to doc type. Doing this system out print line here, doc type, doc1, and then I need to make this. Here it should be 1 as a type, then doc1. If I make here dot, I still cannot access it because this typecasting is not applied yet. I need to take them both into same parentheses. Now we can see here hunt method because we changed the type from animal to dog type. It is also typecasting, like here. The type is D. We changed it from double type to int type. This is typecasting. But what do you think? Will we be able to make this? So first, let me make a system out print line. It will display us, no, not sound, system out print line. It will display us, guys. It should be hunt. Okay, hunt is a method that prints something itself inside it. So I can do this. So doc1 should for this one, it should be doc hunts. Doc hunts. If I do it without, we cannot access that hunt method. So we here converted from animal type to dog type. But this thing is not possible. It's not logical. If I do calculator, new calculator, I cannot. It's not logical thing. Calculator. What do you think? Can we convert this calculator to dog? No, calculator is not a dog. Look, because calculator is different, dog is different. Yeah, at least if it's not logical, but if calculator and dog had a relationship like parent to subclass, then it would be possible. But now it's not possible because these are two different classes. Here it's possible with doc1 because dog is an object of dog. So here we just do this, changing type from animal to dog type. When it's animal type, we can't call hunt. We can call only animal type methods. Animal type. When you create an object this way, the type is dog. You can call dog methods. You can call animal methods. This is typecasting. So here, very simple example. Here, another example. No, like not at all. Okay.
Can I ask a question? Like, instead of like converting to this animal type, we just like the other way, we can just create an object of just the class, right?
Yeah, we could just do this. I just wanted to show you like typecasting here and typecasting here. So now it's typecasting. We're casting the type from animal to dog. This is called typecasting. So here, I have, guys, for you this day 50 canva.com.
But in many cases, it's better to use typecasting.
Typecasting, like you use it when when you have this kind of situation, when there are some methods that will return you. Let's consider it this way, like there will be some methods that return you type animal, but you would like to access dog methods. Imagine, but in real world, it will be not animal and dog, it will be different classes. Let's say like payment class, and subclass of payment class is maybe PayPal payment, but you would like to use PayPal payment methods. Then you can make a typecasting from payment class to PayPal payment. Like I made just some analogy, but you can make a lot of typecasting, to be honest. And we do this kind of thing when we have an array list of objects, different objects to be stored in the same array list. Here, I have for you example from last class. Let's do this. So we have a practice task, creating an encapsulated product class. Let's create here this. In the day 58, create a package called product task. Let me first check how we can name it. So there should be only, yeah, create a product task package. Product task package. All right, next. So here I have a task for you. This practice task will help you to understand how the encapsulation works. We'll create private fields and then getters and setters, and then you will have some setter methods. In the setter methods, you could have validation, like you had in this home assignment, in this one. For day 57, where is it? It's right here. So you could have validation, set account number. Account number cannot be empty. So that's why you should check with if. If it's not empty, you can only then assign. If it's empty, you should display account number cannot be empty. The same for this. For example, when you set the balance cannot be a negative number. It's validation. When you make a deposit cannot be a negative number. It should be greater than 0. For withdrawal, as the same. It should be a positive amount. All right. And there was only, let me check. There was one student who sent it. It's Aidana. Okay. So let's begin. Here, you'll need to create first a class called product, and it will have private fields, name, price, and quantity. There we have 3 private fields. So create this. I don't think it's very difficult. Properties, then create getter methods, and then we'll move to setter methods. Yeah, all of them should be private. All right, have you done this part, guys? It's just fields and getter methods.
Yes.
Next, you'll need to create setters. So here in the setters, you should make a validation. You should cover the validation. If the name is not empty, set it. Otherwise, you should print an error message. If it's just empty string, you should display some error message. It could be something like name cannot be empty string. For price, it should be a positive. If it's negative, display price cannot be a negative number. For quantity, if the quantity is a positive number, then assign it. If it's not positive, then display quantity cannot be a negative number. But do you think you can generate this just using a shortcut? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. But if you just use the shortcut, it will not like solve everything that you have here. There should be validation as well. price should be set only if it's true. So this price equals price should be done inside the if statement. Assignment should be done inside the if. Yeah. Like,
This price,
yeah. If you don't do it inside the if, it will be assigned anyway. So, all right. So you should have this code. You have properties, you have getters. Getters, they're pretty basic. Then you have setters, set name, set price, and set quantity. And inside the set, you check if it's not empty. If it's empty, then you can display something like name should not be empty. Name, like here, name can't be empty. If it is not empty, then you assign it. So it means if name is not empty, so it should be assignment. If name is empty, you display this. For the set price, if price is at least $1, if it's $1 or greater, then you can assign that price. But price can't be $0. Or it could be $0.1. It could be 10 cents. So if it's not greater than 0, then price can't be 0. If it's 0, then it means your product is free. There is no profit in that product. And for set quantity, pretty same. If quantity is greater than 0, then assign it. If it's not greater than 0, then why do you create that product if you haven't created the item yet? There should be quantity for that product. So we have this setters. And here we basically had encapsulation in this setters and in this getters. But this is not just only encapsulation. We have also validated the value of name, of price, and of quantity. We validated. We checked. All right. Here you can get them. The inner code. Next steps is adding some additional methods. We should have purchase method. So it will decrease the quantity by quantity if available. So let's say you have there 20 products. Like in quantity, you have them 20. If you call this purchase method, it should decrease the quantity by this given number. If you don't have enough products in the stock, then it should display insufficient stock. No in stock you could display. Not in stock. Restock means you increase the quantity. You add more products to your, let's say, to your warehouse. So you add, if you call restock, you could add 2 more or 3 more products or 3 more, 5 more laptops, Apple laptops. If the quantity value is 0 or less than 0, then you should do nothing. But if it's positive, if it's 1, 2, or 3, you should increase the quantity variable. Let me take it here. So create here 2 methods, public void purchase. If I have enough quantity, then I will decrease it. Else, not enough in stock. So basically, we're creating some application to manage the products in the store. If customer comes and asks for a specific product, you can check through your laptop if you have enough of those products in stock. If you don't have, then you display not enough in stock. And you can add also more products to your stock by calling this method. So we are managing our store stock. We can check if we have enough using this method, or we can add more products. We can increase the quantity by calling this method. Quantity is less than 0, then increase it. No.
No.
If you have enough,
More than, yeah.
not even more, you should change the condition. If your quantity of the product is greater than the given from parameter, you should compare two quantities. The one you have in the class and the one comes from the parameters list. You compare them. All right, and code for these two methods should be this. If you would like to buy a specific product, you should specify the quantity, the number of items you would like to buy. So you pass a parameter, and then if you have enough quantity in your shop, then you can buy that product or you can sell that product. So you decrease from your quantity the given quantity. Else means you don't have enough in your shop. Then you do display this, not enough in stock. Restock means adding more items. So if you're out of stock of a specific product, you can restock it. You say here, I would like to add 5 more items of the same product. If quantity is greater than 0, then you can add this quantity. If it's not 0, you can display quantity cannot be 0 or negative. You cannot add 0 or negative items to your stock. So this is purchase and restock methods. If there are specific questions, guys, you can ask. This one was part 1. Part 1. Next part is I believe this one is done. Next part is creating here in the product class, or better if we create here main class with a main method here in the same package. It could be like this. Step number 5, create main class and a main method. It could be 6. So we could remove this. Right, create a product object representing a laptop with a price 1,200 and quantity is 10. All right. So we need to create here three objects. 3 objects. It's product for laptop, for headphones, and for smartphone. So here in the main, we should create 3 products. Product 1 for smartphone. Let me check. For laptop, 1,210 in stock. So it should be laptop. All right, did you create a constructor? So let's create a
Yes.
constructor for this product so that we can easily assign everything, name, price, and quantity. Create this constructor. So now I assign laptop name, 1,200 price, and 10 in stock. We have 10 products in stock. Create one more object for smartphone. Or for headphone, it's $50. For headphone, new product. It is headphone, $50 and 30 in quantity. We have 30 of headphones. Next is smartphone. It's a new product. Name is smartphone. Price for smartphones is $800. 800, and we have 15 in stock. So create these 3 product objects. Create these 3 product objects, and then on this product objects, we'll be calling methods. Laptop. All right, laptop dot. We have here set price. Can you set a negative price? So if you call this set price, it should display you price can't be 0. Or laptop set quantity. Can we set negative quantity or quantity 0? I think 0 we can. Let's check. Maybe we didn't create special. So quantity can't be 0, but we can change it because quantity can be 0. Like we could be out of a specific item. If we would like to buy 15 laptops, will we be able to do this? Laptops, yeah. No.
No.
Not enough in stock. But we can first call restock method, add there 10 or 20 more laptops, and then we can call this purchase method. So we can do the same, but with headphones. For headphone, if we call purchase and then 30, it's not going to display us an error message because it is doable. We can purchase 30 headphones because we have 30 in stock. If we do for smartphone, restock and then negative number, you cannot add negative 50 smartphones. All right, restock. If quantity, okay, it's not this one, it's this quantity. Quantity can be 0 or negative. If you would like to restock your smartphones with negative 50 numbers, then you can't do it. Quantity can't be 0 or negative. Price, quantity, and then this. Ideally, by the end, like it would be great if we had this expected output, product this, product this, product this, and then updating laptop price. We are updating its price from 1200 to 1000. And then new laptop price is 1000. Updating headphones quantity to 25 from 30. And here we have purchases. Purchasing 3 units of laptop. Purchase was successful. Attempting to purchase 50. So what will you need to change in your code so that when you run, it displays you this output?
Updating price.
You would need to change the system out print lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this 3 of these lines are displayed because of probably the constructor. When product is created, it displays us this product, laptop, price, and quantity. Product was created here. Product with name headphones, price this, quantity was created. So if you would need to display these 3 lines, where would you put those system out print lines?
Constructor.
In the constructor, right? Constructor. So system out print line would be in the constructor. So when you create a new product, if you create one more product, if you create here one more product, it would be displayed here as 4th product. And then updating laptop price. Which method is called behind this? Behind this. Set price, yeah.
Set
Which
price.
method is called behind this one? Set quantity.
content.
And how about this one? Attempting to
Set name.
set name. It tells us that you cannot update smartphone's name to an empty string. So it displays as error. Product name cannot be empty. Then for behind this one, purchasing 3 units of laptop, purchase was successful. What's behind this one? Purchase method, yeah? Attempting to purchase 50 units of headphones, and it was failed. Here we called purchase method again, but it was failed. We have only 25. We need 50, so insufficient stock. For this one, adding 5 units to laptop stock, which method is called?
Restock.
Restock. Yeah. Adding 10 units, again, restock. And then this one, again, restock, but we cannot restock it with negative number of units. So I'll create for you an assignment. You already have this code. You already have this code. I can do this. Let me just quickly remove here things that should be ignored. Stay 58. And okay. So here, you know how to copy or look at the code that we wrote, guys, in the class without watching the class recording.
GitHub.
Yeah, you can look it up from GitHub. So here in this repository, so you can find it following this link. Batch 2, and then here are the all days. Day 58. For this task, we have all the code here. But then at home, you will need to refactor. Refactor means change the code, change something in the code. You'll need to refactor at home the product's task so that it will display exactly this output. The actual output we have is this. Here, run it. This is the output we have right now, but we'll need to make it this way. So we need to change the product class constructor, update the methods. We should add maybe a few more system out print lines, and then, yeah, you should update this product class, and then in the main method, you'll need to call set price methods, then you'll need to call set name method, then purchase method should be called, then restock methods. And you don't need to change the color of the text. You don't need to. So let me know if you have questions regarding this assignment. You'll need to have this expected output when you run the code.
We've opened last 2 methods, restock and trace.
What?
Open. If they open,
You want me to open?
yeah, product and last 2.
So here it should be,
Quantity.
it was quantity. I changed it to this quantity because
And restocking.
it shouldn't be this way. Yeah, we need to check this one, yeah, given quantity. And if it's greater than 0, then we increase the existing quantity we have. But you will need to change your method so that it will display relevant messages. So for set price, it should display updating laptop's price and then new laptop price. You should update, for example, this set price method. Yeah, like updating, not laptop price this way. If you do it this way, then for all products, it will display updating laptop's price. It should be not hard-coded string, it should be the property, which is name, and then the given price. So yeah, you'll need to change the existing code to have this output. All right, and we will check it right in the beginning of the class on Thursday. All right, if there are other questions, you can guys go ahead and ask those questions. If there are no questions, then guys, the class is over.
Thank you.
All right, yep. Have a good one.